This video is a brief introduction to the Scratch programming language. Like any spoken languages, there are a limited number of words that we can use to form sentences, or in this case, programs. Our message will change depending on the sequence of words used. Programming languages have a limited vocabulary. There aren't as many words as there are in spoken languages. When writing a program, if we try to use a word that is foreign to the language, the computer won't understand it and we'll get an error in our program. Scratch makes avoiding this easy by providing us with a list of allowable words that we can drag and drop to write our program. These words are grouped into 8 categories in the top left corner of Scratch. They include motion, looks, sound, pen, control, sensing, operators, and variables. So each of these groups lists the words associated with that. So motion will show us all the words we can use to move our sprite around the page. Looks will show us all the things that we can do to change the appearance of our sprite. Sounds, obviously all the words to do with sounds. Pen, all the words to do with writing on our page. Control, all the words to do with the operation of our script. Sensing, all the words to do with sensing if things occur, if there is a collision, or if a colour is a certain shade, or if certain things are said by the user through input. Operators allow us to do a little bit of comparisons or math in our program, and variables, we can create our own words to use in the script here, but this is limited to sort of reference points. So we'll start by looking at control. This, as I said, groups all the words which are about when something will happen. You'll notice the little notches above and below each of the words, and this relates to the structure of our program. Again, as in a spoken language, our words need to be arranged in a certain order so they make sense. Scratch makes this quite easy by visually showing us what words can be placed where in our program. So we can see at the top here, the first one indicates the start of a sentence. We'll say the start of a program, so it's got just a notch at the bottom. You can have things like the wait word, which fit below the start and above the rest of the sentence. So it's a word in the middle. It's a joining word. It's the middle of a sentence. We wouldn't have that at the end or at the very beginning. The end of the sentence would usually have a stop on it. Stop all, we can see the notch above means that fits at the bottom of the sentence. So we've got a bit of a structure forming here. Other things like wait until blank or repeat until blank, these allow us to have a bit of actions involved or a bit of sensing. So that won't happen until something else occurs. So that little diamond shape shows us what words we can fit in there. So if we look at sensing, we can see that these diamond shaped words, or in operators, the same there, they're the only words that will fit into the diamonds here. Here's a quick example program. So you can see here the sort of sentence structure that I was talking about earlier. We've got the top of the sentence with a notch at the bottom. All the joining words have notches at both the top and the bottom. Our actions or operators and sensing words go in the diamonds. And we put it all together to form a sentence. So using the pseudocode that we wrote in the last lesson, I would like you to explore Scratch and try writing your own program and see if we're able to create a sentence that the computer correctly understands and therefore get our program running.